What's up, everybody? This is Rob Shack. Thank you guys so much for all that you do on this channel. It's been really fun. So I like to start with that. So here we go. We are doing the next part. This is, I think, part 6, maybe 7. I don't remember. Of my Gran Turismo 3 tuning up every car, every purchased car, and some secret cars in the game. So we're going to start with the 240 SX K's Aero, and we're going to go all the way up to the where are we going to the Impreza Sports Wagon. I have it marked. That's how I remember which ones to do. So we're going to do all these cars today, and I will give a little bit of commentary for each one. If you are new to this little series, y'all can check it out. Check out the channel, and here we go. So here is all the stuff. These are my settings that I have for the car so far. Again, I'll keep working on it, but it's fun. And before I start this one, I'm going to show the cars we have so far. We have the 240SXs and the Silvia K leading, some NSXs, and I'll just kind of keep moving down it. Y'all can just observe the Miata top still, which is great. Speedster, both are really good, but I'm feeling like they're going to get taken off after these next few cars, but they held their own for a long time. So this car is really cool looking. I always liked the body style of this car. Yeah, I don't know. I think in this game they only have the Ks of the S14. They don't have the Q and all the other ones that have been in all the games in the past, but it's because they were streamlining this game tremendously. They went for quality over quantity, and I think that was a good call because this car looks so good. I have the tuning pretty good for this one. The thing that I try to do with every car is to do the classic. I want it to basically switch to the 6th gear before the turn, and then be close to and hopefully not too far into the red line when we get to the edge of the straightaway for the max speed test. I feel like when the cars start to get into the red line, they lose a little bit of power. And so my goal with the cars in this game are to keep them just underneath the red line. Obviously that's not always going to look the same for every car, but that's just kind of like my standard that I have for every car in this game. Sometimes I bounce off the wall, like I will right here, because it's better that way than to try to straighten the car out, because my controller is old and terrible, so it's the best I can do. But so here we go, getting pretty close to the red line. That's what I wanted, and we got a 213.3. It would have been maybe a little bit higher, but I don't think it would have been much better. All right, next we have the C West RAZO Silvia, very classic car, been around for a while, so let's do it. Stuff. This car had a huge ride height lowering potential, so that was pretty funny. Changed the downforce. Wish every car in this game could have the downforce upgrade, because it makes it feel so much better. But here we go. So this is I said RAZO earlier. I meant to say RAZO or RAZO. I don't really know if I'm pronouncing that right. So let me know in the comments if I'm totally butchering that one. This car's RPMs are really interesting. It seems like it's designed to switch gears a little later. So I should have probably put this one in manual because of that, but it's fine. It won't be too much of a difference. But yeah, so this car is one of the ones that's really geared strangely. I definitely should have put this in manual, so that's fine. I recognize that, this one especially. So with not every car, but with some of the cars, this is something Mr. Smashboy was telling me about. Some of the cars in this game, and this is one of them, I don't know if I'm noticing this, but the RPMs, it overshifts with this car. So then you're at a position where it's not going to switch down to the next gear as early as it should, which is kind of, I mean, it makes sense because it's just the way the car was geared. And then I bumped that wall, so I'm kind of screwing over this car a lot, but maybe it'll still get 200. But yeah, so this car is one of the ones that definitely starts to struggle. I mean, you can even see that just on the straightaway. Like, it makes sense that it's slowing down. They all tend to slow down as you go up in speed, but the rate that this car is slowing down is pretty substantial compared to what it was at the beginning of the year. So yeah, definitely learn from my mistakes there. You can totally manual this one and it'll be a lot better. Still did good though. All right, now we have the Toyota MR2 GT-S. This is another classic car, been around for a long time. All right, now here's the stuff I set it as. So there you go. Wish this one would have gotten the downforce. This car drops in ride height a lot too, and I like how you can tell. I don't know if y'all can see it, but like if you compare these cars pre-ride height to post-ride height, it's a pretty significant difference. It's really interesting. So they did a good job with the small details in this game where you can really tell just how much the ride height actually lower. Like you can really tell how much the car is raised. Once you lower the ride height down, you're like, dang, now it's like a low rider. So got it pretty good switching to the sixth gear right before the turn. Oh shoot, this car is super sensitive to turning. Oh goodness. Okay, we're gonna make it happen. Still doing okay. It's gonna be really hard to straighten this car back out though once we hit the straightaway. So this is the make or break moment coming up. I'm literally barely tapping the analog stick to turn it, and it basically just keeps going. Gosh. Come on, straighten up, man. Wow, this car is out of control. What is going on with this guy? Okay, well, that was pathetic. Okay, I'll try it again. That's too much. I mean, this car is gonna get, if I can straighten it, I'm gonna try one more time. So I'll leave this in, y'all can watch the mulligan here. So this car is pretty jumpy in turning. I didn't even change it that much. It's ridiculous. Okay, well, it's a good car. I just don't see it lasting very well on straightaways. My goodness. I was trying so hard. I'm just gonna have to like hit a wall and just straighten it out and just see if that works better. That was ridiculous. My goodness. I mean, I'm barely touching the analog stick. If y'all have problems with this car, let me know. I mean, it's good. It's very good. I mean, if I can keep this car straight, it's going to be the fastest car I've driven so far, top speed wise. But the challenge is just keeping it straight. Goodness. It's going to have to be the end of this turn. I'm just going to hope that I turn enough and it just straightens out and stays there. Okay, there we go. I got it straight. What the heck? Well, let's see if it beats the old one. Yeah, I got it beat. So I'll keep that one and then delete the other one. But this car is hard to control. My goodness. 215. Okay. I could beat it, but it's too hard to control. All right, now we have the Nissan Silvia K's 1800cc. Very interesting that this car has less or more horsepower than the slower one, but we'll see how it goes. All right, now here's all the stuff for this one. Just the standards. Let's show that. Here we go. And I definitely meant to say, I meant to say this is the slower version of the Silvia, and it has more horsepower than the faster version of the Silvia from the 80s. Now I said that wrong earlier, so pardon that. But so this one has more horsepower than the faster version of the Silvia, like This is the 1800cc. There's also a 2000cc in this game, but it has less horsepower. So I don't know if I did something wrong there. Let me know if I messed that up. I don't think I did though. I'm pretty sure I max tuned every car and installed almost every upgrade ever. So yeah, keep going. Yeah, sorry about the MR2. I could not control that. Again, let me know if y'all saw any way for me to improve that, 'cause I could not figure out how to keep that car straight. I feel like it would have had to have been perfect, and if I got it perfect, but it's just like, y'all get the point of how hard that car was to control, because I literally could not control it to save my life, and I slammed into the wall both times, and not just a little bump. I really hit the wall hard, so pretty funny stuff. I don't know what I'm doing in this game, but I have fun playing it, so the Silvia K's 1800, I think it's the K, but we're about to get the red lines. This is way better than I thought. Goodness. We'll get that 220. Barely. Wow, look at that. So this is the fastest car I have so far. Silvia K's. All right, now we have the Super Autobacs Apex MRS. Looking good. All right, there we go. Everything's in there, including downforce. Let's go. Look at that writing on the front of it. Can't really read that. See an I, is that two H's? Maybe an I and H and then Dow? How do I know? But everything else makes sense on this car. It's a good looking car too. Well decorated, good livery. Might get 210 with this one. This car's doing pretty good. It's like at the wall. Fixed it. It's interesting to see what cars can handle really big turns and what cars can't. I've had a couple cars. I think the Elises were an example of cars that can't turn well, but that MR2, goodness. So close to 4. Not bad, not bad. All right, now we have the Renault Clio Sport race car, 55. All right, now here's all the gear stuff, everything we've done, downforce, all taken care of. There we go. Clio, I don't know what that is on the side there. Is that FIFO? FIFA? I see ELF. ELF is on banners in the game, but I've never seen FIFA. I'm not sure what that is. The Clio doesn't have very good. It's very early. It's very prefers to be in the lower gears. Let's just say that. I can get it up to probably about, I'm gonna say a little over 190. I'm trying to call it before it happens. I record this stuff live, so I don't act like I know anything, and I don't fake it. I guess, and then I have fun with whether I was right or not in 2 seconds. So that's how I play it. to 196. Not sure what I could have done to make that one better. Let me know. All right, now we have the Mines Lancer Evolution 6 GSR. Looking good. Here's all the stuff, classic stuff. I like that this one had the downforce upgrade as well. Oops. That's staying in. It's fine. There we go. Car is also not very good. I remember when I drove this car in single player, it's like top speed really bad for that car, so I slammed it into a wall because I wanted to have fun. Maybe one time this one. Try to get it close to 7 on the RPM thingy. It's doing okay. It's not the best car. I always wanted to like this car more. I mean, I do like the car. I like the way its body work is, but I'm just like, untuned, the car's top speed is like 130, and I don't know why it's so low. And then it's not much better here, but I don't know. Next up, we have the Mazda RX-8. You can tell I've already lowered the height of this one because you can barely see the wheels. Here's all the gear stuff. It does not lower very much, but it did. You can still tell, but it just doesn't lower very quickly or very much. It's still much higher off the ground than other cars. RPMs are also really high for this one. Look at that. Went up to 11. What, 1,000? Whatever it is. You know, whatever it is. 1,100. We'll figure it out. And I don't think this is even the real RX-8. It's the concept of it, but still looks good. So pretty damn fast. I can see this one getting over 200. That wall a little bit just to keep me on track. See if I get over 205. It might not happen, but it's still a good car. Very good for early in the game. I remember I used this car so much at the beginning. It's way better than cars you get. You get it for getting all golds and elastic. I can't remember which one, but it's good. All right, now we have the Ford Escort rally car. Let's do it. And here we go. Lower the ride height, change everything. Let's do it. The rally cars are very interesting to tune up in this game because of the fact that so many of them are so high up off the ground and their downforce is so high and their ride height is so high. Everything is really it seems really inefficient for them. Like their limited slip is usually really low, so it makes a pretty big difference when you tune these. Like every other car makes like a, you can tell it's faster, but the rally cars are so much faster when you do all the fixings to them. It's really interesting. Couple of slower cars in a row here. Hoping to get some more breakers and top tier here, but we now know that the lowest place car is that RX-8 with 205. So if this car can get there, that would be on the list, but I'm not seeing it. I'll give it a shot. Man, well, it wasn't going to get to 200. It was going to maybe get to 200. It would have been tough. All right, now we have the very sleek Silvia Spec-R Aero. There we go. All the stuff. Let's do it. Car looks really good. I'm glad they included another spec or another S15 in this game because the Varietta is not very good. I mean, it's very much the base version of this car, so it's nice that they added in the Spec-R because it's pretty fast. I think it's the fastest Silvia in this game untuned. So let's see if it holds up compared to every other Silvia that's been in this game, because every Silvia I've done in this game so far has been like a top contender at that moment. I think even including the Varietta, because it's not as fast, but it was faster than all the other cars that are about its power level. So let's hope that this one can do the same. Probably my best ending of that turn ever. So I was rooting for the Silvia, but I'm glad my finger didn't too. I was able to actually control the car with the analog stick. My thumb did not slip, nothing bad, all good to go. Get that 220. So, not even close. But 218, still very good. Top tier. Next up, we have the Legacy Touring Wagon GTB. Here's all the stuff. Then again, another car that struggles to be lower to the ground because it's a wagon, so it makes sense. But it's funny to compare these. It's like you lower it all the way as low as it can go, and some of them it's like, you can tell they're still geared towards not being a very low riding car. And this is one of them. I purposely picked out this color too because I remember driving this car in the first Gran Turismo, this exact color, everything. I've always loved Subarus in these games, and so I picked this like pale, pasty yellow because I remembered picking it in the first game. I'm pretty sure it's a color in the first game, or I might have just made that up, but I'm pretty sure that yellow is a color, and you can racing modify it in the first game, which I wish they still did in these games, but it's okay. Maybe someday they'll bring that back. I loved the racing modified cars, and I loved races where the racing modified versions of road cars raced against the like tuned up livery versions from like actually in history. I think that was just so cool. Totally got rid of that, and I wish they brought it back. But anyway, this Legacy, good car. Hoping to get above 200. I think I will. So thing very heavy compared to the later legacies. We'll do the sedans are coming up, but they're not, I don't think they're in this video. But for now, here's the wagon. I'll break that 200. I don't think I'll hit the wall. I don't need to straighten it up. If so, it's going to be at the point where it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I didn't hit the wall. Well, I did, but that was the AI. That was not my fault. Alright, now we have the NSX Type R. Let's do this thing. So here we go. Classic stuff. Now, I'm wondering if y'all noticed something with this NSX. I'm going to spoil it. I'll spoil it at the end of the straightaway, but I'm going to see if y'all notice. If your first thought about this car is the same as the first thought I had with this car as I drove it. But, so here we go. NSX, you know it's going to be good. Always good. NSX is super light, low to the ground, aerodynamic. You can tell because it has so much less horsepower than faster versions of these cars, and it hold pretty well with them, like considering that it has significantly less horsepower. So do y'all notice how much this car sounds like the Arda NSX and the Castrol and the Ray Brig? I feel like when they tune up these cars, they just gave it, and I like this, they just gave it the sound of the JGTC versions of this car. So that was like the first thing I noticed when I tested this car earlier before I recorded it. It sounded so much to me like the JGTC versions of this car. I thought that was really cool. They did that with a lot of the NSXs in this game. I'm like, that's nice. A lot of these cars, when they tune up, they sound similar to the like super fast versions of the car, which I respect that. I'm all about that. So I'm gonna bump this wall, maybe, but I'm gonna still. It's the best I can do. I mean, the goal is just to be as efficient with it. Of course, the best is me not hitting the wall, but when my controller's this old, it's hard to make it better. Three cars left. Here's the Ford Focus rally car. Man, check out that ride height. There we go. So here's all the stuff. Again, spring rates are so high. Trying to make it as good as possible. It's challenging. But I do notice something with these rally cars. Their first like 2 gears, definitely their first gear, they are so fast off the line. And then you can just watch as they slow down completely. But it's still good. It's still a very good car, given the amount of horsepower it has. It's amazing. But yeah, Ford Focus. I always wondered this with this game, and I think I've complained. This is like my one beef with this game. I feel like they could have easily, very, very easily, they could have put in the road versions of all these cars that are race cars in this game, like the Ford Escort, the Ford Focus, the Lupo. I mean, they put the Beetle RSI, which is the Beetle's Cup car equivalent. They put the Viper GT-S when the GT-S-R is in it. It would have been so easy. Like, they could have put the Delta HF in here. They could have put the Stratus. They could have put the Stratus rally car in there. So I've always wondered what was their goal with that. They didn't have that many cars in this game in the first place, so I'm really intrigued why they cut certain models of cars in this game. Y'all know, let me know, because I've always wondered that. I've seen like a lot of videos of speculation on it, but I don't think anyone really knows. If anyone happens to know, or I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on it, let me know why. I don't know if y'all are noticing this with this car, but it looks like the right rear light is glitching out a little bit. I don't know if y'all are seeing. Oh, it's the spoiler. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. Now we have the Boss NSX Type S0. My favorite. Here we go. All the good stuff. Same regular tuning. Kind of surprised that the downforce isn't an upgrade for this car, given that it's so sleek and stylish and everything. You'd kind of think that they would have done that with the NSX, but I mean, they make the car realistic, so if the NSX in real life couldn't have a downforce change, then they're not going to change it here. So Maybe they could have. I don't know. So I think the NSX Type S0 is the best version of the NSX in this game, and they did a pretty good job of picking a lot of good NSXs, a couple Type Rs, a couple of Acura NSXs. So they did a good job. Kind of hit that good line, just outside that dotted line. Disregard that part. Almost straightened it out. It's a little bit, very slightly going to the left, but it's fine. It's good. Get above 220. Dang it. So close. It's amazing how to... I think that's the Silvia. All right. The last car in this video is the Impreza Sports Wagon WRX STI, the next gen. Classic stuff. Got all this stuff set up. Well, let's do it. This car looked good. I think my favorite version of the Impreza is the 07 one, and then followed by the 2000s or the 1990s one. But this one looks good too. I think it's a little, the front lights to me kind of throw me off a little bit, but that's just my opinion. I don't really know. Let me know what you think about the Impreza. Pretty good job of straightening it out. Let's see if it gets over 210. I like it too. Hope that it does. It's gonna be close. Oh yeah. Barely, but we got it. We got it. 10th. So now we're going to go through the records before this video ends, just to see what's left. So we have the Silvia K's S13 1800. Definitely not what I expected as the best car at this point. Beating every Acura NSX at this point. It's kind of weird. Also beating its little compatriot there. So, yeah, the most NSXs we'll probably have on this list at this time. So we have all of them. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to throw this video a like and subscribe and comment, all that good stuff. Have a